The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 341 of the JoeMeZ podcast.
341.
I'm Mez. My co-host, as always, is
The magistrate of Caravan City. I'm Joe from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yes, you are. What's up, buddy?
Nothing,
chilling.
You know, just out here doing it.
How's the weather this week? Last week you were cold.
Nice and warm. We're in the high 80s.
All right. It was beautiful here this week. Nice high 50s. Woo!
I could still go for like another 6 degrees or so, but
this is so greedy.
6 degrees is greedy?
Give me those 6 degrees.
What do you need it for?
I get a nice like 63-degree day. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness.
You need like 30 degrees.
No, that's too hot. Come on. Nice. It's spring. Come on. It's not supposed to be hot yet. It's spring.
Yes, it is. It's supposed to be. Every day.
No, there's seasons. It's supposed to be different.
I don't believe in seasons.
I don't believe in seasons.
Seasons are like religion. I ain't buying it.
Well, you did pick. You picked a good state for one, a bad state for another. Like you kind of not so good there.
There's a lot that's up in the air here, and you know, I'm just the guy at the circus trying to juggle, keep all them balls in the air.
Could you ever juggle? I could do 3 balls once, like a little bit for like a few seconds.
I do have experience with 2 balls, but that's about as far as it goes.
Whoa, baby. Spicy episode.
I mean, when you think about it, and Gomez, and people watching on YouTube, you guys can see this. You've got two eyes and a heartbeat.
What are we seeing?
I'm pretty fucking cute. So when I was in high school, I was my own crush.
Well, I mean, an all boys school will help that along, won't it?
Let's keep that one on the side, and but I mean, I'm a good looking guy, and I have no problem in admiring myself.
Why not, bro? Right? Come on.
I deserve it. You know, this doesn't put itself together. So
hard work and dedication, baby.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe button wherever it is that you're listening or watching. Remember to follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ and leave a 5-star review. Please leave a 5-star review. They help us out, and we would appreciate that.
Sure.
But Gomez, I said there's nothing going on, and I might have lied a little bit. You know, as this podcast comes out here on Thursday morning, your boy is in the air.
Ooh,
I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm Mr. Somewhere. I'm over the country, making my way downtown, walking fast. Something, and I'm homebound. I'm on my way to Los Angeles, California, Gomez.
What are you doing there, bro?
Absolutely nothing. I'm getting Sizzler.
Oh, I mean, that is an excuse to go. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, fine. I'll be at Live 2000 for the Major Wrestling Figure podcast this Thursday night. But really, the reason I agreed to go out there for this trip, I said, yes, I will go because this show gives me an excuse to go to the West Coast because the West Coast is the only place they have Sizzler.
Unbelievable. God bless.
And if you guys think I'm kidding, I'm not. Like this.
He's not. He's not, guy. You should know.
when they told me there's a show out in Los Angeles, WrestleMania weekend, do you want to go? I was like, well, I could go without the travel, but if I go out there, I know there's Sizzler. And I haven't had Sizzler in almost 2 full years now.
Sad.
So I plan on going out there. I'm spending a couple days, and I plan on eating Sizzler probably 4, 8 times, but however many times I can fit it in, I'm going to the Sizzler.
I figured they'd be like, "Hey, Shoes, you want to do the show in LA?" And you go, "How close is it to the Sizzler? Is it in walking distance? Is your hotel across the street?"
Legitimately, guys, if anyone out there is listening to this and you want to book me for your wrestling events, podcasts, bar mitzvahs, whatever it is that you got going on, you want me to give a eulogy, I'm really good at eulogies. A lot of experience in eulogies. If you want to book me, just make sure there's a Sizzler within close proximity, and I'm sure we can come to an agreement.
What's the close? Because we want people to like half hour? That's the most? It's got to be
Yeah. 15 miles.
15 miles. All right, folks. Get those bookings in.
Pull out your local TomTom or your Garmin, whatever it is that you use to navigate the roads of the earth. Type in Sizzler, see how far it is, and then you could book Captain Joe Shoes.
Is there one close to the Wisconsin area?
There is not. That one is kind of a favor.
Such a good guy you are, bro. What else you doing in LA? You doing anything else?
Oh, well, I do have something else. It's I'm not allowed to talk about it yet.
Okay, that's cool.
That's got to stay under wraps. But I'm going to see some friends. I got some friends coming out there. You may know them: Brian Myers, Matt Cardona.
Sure.
I will not be seeing Swoggle. He's not coming. He's not making the trip.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
He's a Ponderosa guy, which I don't really... I mean, that just shows you.
Ponderosa.
And I don't mean like Diana Perazzo Ponderosa. I mean the actual Ponderosa restaurant.
Diana Ponderosa.
You don't understand that, right? So Heath Slater is a gem of a human being.
Wonderful man.
And they were at Impact one day, and Deanna's walking by, and Heath looks at Myers and goes, "Yo, man, there's that Ponderosa," because he can't say her name.
Can't say a lot of things.
So in Heath's mind, it was Ponderosa.
Yeah, of course. That's her name. What I say?
Now
why you laughing? Yes, now it is her name.
But Dylan is a Ponderosa guy, not a Sizzler guy. So obviously you could tell he doesn't have the best judgment.
My goodness. So, you brought up your friend here. You had mentioned that your buddy wrote a book.
Yes.
So I checked it out. I did 2 more wrestling books this week. I did Brian Gawart's book. That was interesting to hear about a writer talk about stuff. I recommend it. It was really cool. And I picked up this one, Life is Short and So Am I. It was really good, bro. What a life this guy had.
I told you.
Really
I was pleasantly surprised when I read it myself.
Yes. It made me hate CM Punk even more. I mean, not like I need lots of reasons, but I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Like, I'm just getting
this is
angry.
big because you were a big Punk guy for a long time.
I like CM Punk, the wrestler. He's good. He's a good character stuff. But anytime he talks outside of a wrestling ring, it makes me hate him to the point where I just can't stand him at all now. I just hate him so much.
And he went off this week about everyone.
Yes, he did. Yes, always. So always something.
And I don't get, like, I could understand you not hating him, but at this point, like, I don't understand how anyone can like openly support him at this point.
Because he ain't do nothing, bro. Especially if you hate the other people that he's feuding with, right? It makes it easy to be on his side, right? Oh, fuck those flippy floppy boys. Fuck Dave Meltzer. It's easy to say those things,
I suppose. But I'm glad you took my book recommendation and that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Tell your other friends to write books. I would like to read about Hawkins and stuff like that.
He's got it in his head that he's going to do it at some point. He's not ready for it to be that point yet, though.
Okay, I get it. But no, it was really cool to hear about him because obviously I don't know nothing about this guy. He's just your buddy. I know he does WWE stuff, but it was good shit. Whew, what a life. That's crazy.
His dad comes off as like the nicest human being on the planet.
Yes, his dad, his grandpa. It's just like, oh, this is nice. So,
It's actually a very a heartwarming tale of a guy who really dealt with a lot of shit growing up.
yeah. I mean, obviously.
And still, like, not going to grow up anytime soon. So, still going through it.
So in his book, he mentions, like, I guess this was like 4 years ago, right? He wrote this book, like 2018,
give or take.
something like that. So he had mentioned that his son was getting into wrestling, like trying to be a wrestler. Is he still into that? Or?
Landon's still a super fan. I think he's, is he 13 or 14 now? And has done a couple spots with him at some shows. Awesome. But now he's getting to the age where he's like getting to be like too cool for dad almost.
Sure, I get it. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. He's not trying to force it on him, but right now he's still is a big interest for him.
Very nice. Very nice. Good. Thanks for recommending me that, Joe. It was good shit.
We're talking about shit human beings like CM Punk. So let's talk about apparently another one, Gomez. How about this news about the big movie star in the world right now, Johnathon Majors?
My goodness.
Has anyone ever set record time for Fall from Grace like this?
Bro, it's pretty crazy. Like, this is weeks ago. We're like, this is the guy. The next 5 years.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't. And now it's coming out that he's a bad dude. Apparently, there's been rumors, been going around for a while now. Been hush hush, right? No one wants to say something unless the victim comes forward or something like that. No one wants to put pressure on someone to back up these claims. So, but apparently, this guy's like a diva. He's very fresh to the people he works with.
Stories are coming out from sets that he's a pain in the ass to work with. Attitude problems, treats people like shit. So everything's starting to come out of the woodwork. And listen, innocent until proven guilty, obviously.
Of course.
But where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. My thing is, right, so these people are saying that these have been rumors all around town. People don't hear these rumors when they sign this guy up to be the face of a franchise. Like, what are you sure you're not going to do anything? Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm like, what are we doing?
Marvel got to be shitting their pants right now.
Like, this is the guy who we're going to be seeing for the next 5 years in everything.
And now the case is, well, do you pull him? Do you like, obviously you're waiting for more details to come out. You're not necessarily in a rush right now. But you do have all these plans laid and built around this one guy. And it's like, well, the other side let Ezra Miller get away with this shit. He's got his movie coming out.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy. They fucking, I swear, that movie. I can't wait to see this gold mine that they just could not get rid of this guy.
This has got to be the best fucking movie that's ever
20-star movie. It's got to be the way they talking about it. And to let this man... I should say man, right? Don't do that.
Let this
person do that. It's crazy. So we'll see. Oh boy, Marvel. What are you gonna do? I think there's probably enough time before they have to do anything with this guy again, with Johnathon Majors again, that they'll probably just lay low, see what happens.
Yeah.
He has been charged with some crimes here, so either way, it's not a good look.
No. I've heard that the pictures of the victim, I haven't seen them. I haven't looked for them. I'm sure they're up there. Apparently she got beat up pretty good though. So
it's a big dude, bro. That's a big boy.
Like we said on the episode we watched Creed, like this
like that's a fucking
he's
man.
Fucking jacked.
That's like
so getting back to wrestling real quick, Gomez, there's a show on Apple TV right now called Monster Factory. And I said I was going to check it out, and I had some time. I said, let me watch a couple episodes. I think there's 6 episodes. I don't know if that's the full season or if that's just what we're up to right now. I watched 4 of them. I would say it's okay.
So what is it like? They're showing you up and coming wrestlers.
So they're showing you it's a school in New Jersey, a wrestling school in New Jersey, run by Danny Cage, and it's just showing like the
school day training.
Here's a couple of the students that we're focusing on and are going to be the main people here. Here's the coach, and here's what they're doing with their lives and how they're going about it. One of the early episodes, one of the female wrestlers they focus on is the Notorious Mimi. And I've met her. I think we did a Creator Pro show together. But as this show is, early, she's getting signed to WWE. So it's like that. And there's another girl at the school, Gabby Ortiz, who has actually been around the indies for quite a few years now.
That girl.
I don't think I know her, but I definitely know the name. But she's sitting there like, like I had my chance and nothing happened. I'm trying for another one. And now she sees the other girl getting signed. So
it's rough.
I don't want to say it's the best show. It's definitely an interesting look into wrestling school, that's not WWE tough enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I give the people who are on this show a lot of credit, because I would never want my training to be documented and displayed in front of millions of people. I mean, you're going through some of like your worst moments. Like if there's something you can't pick up, if there's something you're not getting, if someone's talking shit about you, if your coach is talking shit about you, because it is a TV show, they do have to build a level of drama, but there is a sense of self-consciousness that goes along with that everybody's going to see some of your worst moments. And believe me, training is very difficult. There are not, even the most athletic people do not pick up everything right away. So, and there are certain things that get very, very frustrating, and to have it be put out there, I mean, that's ballsy.
Was there something when you were training that you had a really difficult time picking up?
So I trained with Johnny Rods, and one thing you learn at Johnny Rods' school that they don't really teach anywhere else are side bumps. Okay. Basically, everywhere you go, you just take straight, flat back bumps. Johnny still teaches side bumps because that's what they did in 1954. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get the rhythm of a side bump down. The regular back bumps, I got to very quickly, and my bumps got better, obviously, as I went. But for the side bump, for the life of me, took me forever to get like in a reasonable space where it like looked somewhat decent, and it really, really bothered me. And I get very frustrated with myself when I don't pick up something quickly, and especially because you're around people 20 other people who are training, who are picking it up, who are doing it better than you, and now you feel like the dumb kid in class because someone's there telling you, okay, do it again, and now it's embarrassing, it's frustrating, it's all of the ings, it's horrible.
That's how often do you use that side bump in your matches, Joe?
I try not to use any bump nowadays.
Well, that's true. You say you're good at bumps. I wouldn't know. I've seen you bump maybe once. I don't know. You bump more at the live shows with the podcast. I do, and those shows get good bumps out of me, because I figure if you're gonna do it, fucking really go do it. So the one where I did with Blue Meanie, like everyone went nuts for it. They're like, oh my god, that was like hellacious. And but I think I did the first live show I ever did. I was with D'Lo Brown, and he gave me like a big kind of swinging uppercut punch, and I took a big bump off that. And CPA was waiting for me in the back as I was like leaving, and he's just there, and he's like, "Bravo, bravo." Oh man, that's interesting. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm interested, because wrestling, that's not right. We don't see wrestling shows nowadays.
Whenever you get this kind of access into a training school, for the most part, it's something like a slick produced WWE thing. You don't really see it. And don't get me wrong, this is produced very well. Like, this is on Apple TV. It's not some bullshit, YouTube show for a channel with 14 subscribers. This is a real thing. And obviously they put time and effort into it, and they obviously picked who they wanted from this wrestling school to be focused characters on the show. So it's good. I think it's just because I don't have the interest level in wrestling that I used to have. Maybe I'd be enjoying it more.
I hear that. Okay. What's that? Monster Factory, Apple TV.
Yes.
Yes. Did you check out Ted Lasso yet?
I did not check out Ted Lasso.
No problem. That second episode's good. It's good. I'm enjoying it. But we'll get into details when you're ready. But no, so far so good. There's no complaints. It's Ted Lasso. Roy Kent's doing his thing. It's a good time. We're having a good time.
Is he here?
He's every fucking.
Is he there?
You know it, baby. What else you watching here? Because I watched some stuff this week.
Oh, what'd you watch?
I had some time. I watched some movies. I watched one TV show, just the one episode. I mentioned it last week. Yellowjackets came back. It's the season 2 premiere. This is a Sunday night Showtime show. Their prestige television here.
Prestige worldwide television. Yeah.
You know it, baby. And it's good, you know. Yellowjackets is a show that I really enjoy. I think it's great. The way people talk about it online seems like people love it a lot more than me. Like they're like so into it and shit like that. But I'm enjoying it. Every episode, I'm like, I can't wait for the next one. So it's not like I don't love it, but it's good. If it's continuing, so I feel like if you like last season, they're doing it. The mystery is unfolding some more, and it's good. I do think this is a show you would like.
Now this is about bees.
It's about the Yellowjacks. It's a school squad, like soccer or lacrosse, some bullshit. And then they get lost in the woods. Their plane crashes, and then they gotta survive. It goes between it's the 90s and present day. So 90s is when they were kids.
So it's like Lost, where there's a time jump.
It's Lost, and so you know some people survive and some people don't survive. You know.
Oh.
So then you're finding out what exactly happened on this.
See, I always thought this show was about the bees going extinct.
I mean, these bees are going extinct, Joe. You know, not all these girls are coming back. But it's good. I think you would like it. I think you would like the 90s-ness of it. You know, the soundtrack. I think you're like, oh, look, they play some good tunes.
They have Letters to Cleo in there?
Shit like that. Yes, they do. It is. It's girls in the 90s. You know, they love all that shit, bro.
When you, for whatever reason, when you say 90s, the first band I go to is Letters to Cleo.
I think so. So it's just funny you mention this. I went to a 90s party this weekend.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. We dressed up. You know, I dressed up as like a new metal kid, you know, of course.
So you wore your regular clothes?
I wore a ball chain. That was the difference. I brought the ball chain and the chain wallet back, bro. I'll put a picture right here on the screen. You can check it out. So we're at the 90s parties, of course. It's got 90s aesthetic, stuff like that. And so music is playing, and we're trying to think. It's very hard, but is there one 90s song that you could say that would sum up the night? Like if
sum
you
up
go
the 90s? Okay.
It's hard, right? Because there's so many different pockets of the 90s.
I think there's a definite song, though.
Yeah? What do you think? Because we have a lot of choices.
Listen, there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of good one-hit wonders. There's a lot of good bangers where you hear them and you're immediately transported back to that moment in your life where you remember hearing it or it's a good memory about being with your friends or whatever. In the Meantime by Space Hog, for instance. You play that song and I'm like, fuck yeah, sophomore year. Let's fucking do it. But if you're going to say pick one iconic song that sums up the 90s, and even though it's late 90s, it still counts. It is without question I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
It was on the list. It's definitely up there because that's such a big part of the 90s. But what about grunge? Something like Smells Like Teen Spirit, right? That's 90s. That's like, woo.
But I think the boy band aspect, number one, has kind of always existed. The grunge kind of faded out almost as quickly as it came. And we had the little alternative movement for a while, but pop is always going to reign supreme.
Oh yeah. Most of the choices were pop. There's
and
a couple rap songs.
You're going to have How Bizarre by OMC, for instance. I love that song.
That's a great song. Trust me, there's so many songs.
Wanna know the rest? Hey, by the rights. How bizarre!
Do, 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 boom, boom, boom. How bizarre!
But
how bizarre!
If you hear that song, can you not possibly think about summertime? It's time for me to take my pills.
Oh. How bizarre!
How bizarre! It's making me crazy.
Oh, baby. Oh, man. So, yeah, Yellowjackets. That's how that started. It's good. I like your choice, though.
What other songs were,
you know, Ace of Base is a good,
The Sign,
right?
yeah.
The Sign, right? That's pretty good. Juicy, Biggie, you know, that's very...
I think it's overrated.
I understand. It doesn't matter
So
whether
I understand it's a big song,
know.
but I think what has happened is we've retconned
Oh,
the
of course.
importance of Juicy. Like,
Sure.
yes, and it somehow it's become this big thing. To me, not the iconic 90s go-to.
But don't you feel like that's a lot of the stuff? Like
This is why
Jay-Z. Like, I've always liked Jay-Z, but the way people of a certain age talk about Jay-Z, I'm like, Jesus, really? Like, because I remember those first couple albums were just like, all right, you know, like it took a while for Jay-Z to get popping.
Yeah.
And they act like
even like Jay-Z's hot songs, they're good, but like I've never been like, oh, now this is fucking like Kanye. When I heard Kanye for the first time, I was like, okay, now this motherfucker is talented. Jay-Z, I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty good.
He's good. And I like the songs. But I don't know. I was never like, you know, I need to we bumping Jay-Z today, bro. I don't know. I was never.
You know, but yeah, I Want It That Way to me is the 90s song.
That's a good one. Let's ask our passengers.
Yeah, hit us up on social media at JoeMeZ, wherever, facebook.com/JoeMeZ. If you want to chat there, get down. We'll put up a post. Get down in the comments. Let us know, what is your trademark song of the 90s and why is it I Want It That Way?
Semi-Charmed Life came up. That's a great moment of the 90s.
Yeah. That's a great karaoke song. Actually, you have I didn't even so I didn't even realize, I didn't even mean it that way when I said it. Gomez attempted to sing this song one time at karaoke and had a couple adult beverages in him. And after he gets to like the third line in the first verse, he just looks over at me and goes, "The words are coming so fast, they'll shoot."
I love that song. I know all the words, but man, when it's fast on the screen, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot of words.
I mean, even like what else would be up there?
Because that's the thing, because you basically got to pick a time, right? Are you gonna go for a Rocky song? You're gonna go for one of those boy bands, you know, Britney Spears, "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
Definitely.
You know, like that's something big.
Green Day, "Basket Case," like big song. Hell, I would even think "Everlong" by the Foo Fighters, especially with the accompanying music video.
Sure, that's when you start doing music videos. Then you got
Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Puff Daddy, some Puff Daddy songs. Woo, come on, bro. I'm telling you, the 90s, it's a crazy decade.
We got the "Come With Me" from the Godzilla soundtrack.
So I'm saying, you get that.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Crazy video. It's what you want. Because video is very important back then. It bumped up your shit. Yeah. Bumped your shit up to the next level. You had an okay song, but that video got played all the time. Yep. Became a #1 hit. Love it. Oh, TRL. I missed it.
Hey, very influential for the time. And another reason why I Want It That Way was such a big hit.
I agree. Listen, I agree. Let's go. So what else you got there, baby?
Oh, Gomez, my favorite show has returned to Netflix. Love is Blind season 4.
I saw that pop up on my thing there. Okay.
Dropped 5 episodes. I watched all 5. And
it's okay?
It's okay.
You don't love nobody?
No, that's the thing. It's not that I don't love people. I don't hate people. I'm just kind of indifferent to them. Like, they're all okay, except for like one girl that I'm like, oh, I fucking hate her. But like, it's one person.
Let me ask, you watching The Bachelor this year?
No.
Okay, because I heard something about The Bachelor that this guy went to the week where they make love to all the ladies, so this guy went on the thing and he said, "I'm not sleeping with any of these girls this week. I'm not doing that." He told the host, right? Jesse Palmer, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay. And then he goes and tells every girl at the start of their date, "Hey, just so you know, sex is off the table. We're not having sex." And every girl's like, "But what are we doing here?" So he does that for like the first 2 girls, and then the third girl he has sex with. And so it's this whole thing. And so then he feels bad, and then he's got to go tell the other girls what he did.
Why would you tell them?
So this girl's like, but why are you telling what is happening? So I heard it's been entertaining this past couple of weeks. You gotta
Now
ask
I want to watch it.
You gotta ask the wives, bro. Ask the wives what's up.
Oh my god, I have to hit up Chelsea.
I know she's a little busy lately.
Yeah,
Hopefully she
going
has
to
some time.
WrestleMania.
She's going to WrestleMania. Very awesome, bro. That's great. So Love is Blind. Do they drop the whole season, or they do half
they only
things
did
now?
5
Right?
episodes. They've been
See, Netflix been doing that a lot lately. A lot of shows.
But they did with a show like this. I think it's fine to do.
Sure.
It's when they did it with He-Man, the Kevin Smith He-Man, and they split it into 2 parts. It fucked it up for everyone because the story wasn't made to be like that.
No.
So
Stuff like that.
for the people who didn't even know there was a show coming out, see it in their suggestions. Oh my god, a new He-Man. And then He-Man basically killed at the very beginning of part 1. They're not getting to see part 2. By the end of what is available, they're fed up with it already and saying fuck it and moving on.
Yeah, and it was crazy. He-Man came back. He was crazy. He-Man. It was
got
awesome,
killed again.
Bro. Oh, that wasn't good. Is that season right? They're doing a season 3?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, technically season 2, but
yes. All right, because they announced they switching the cast member, right?
A lot of voice actors are getting changed. Sarah Michelle Gellar not coming back. I said I didn't like it. I didn't like it in the first place.
Like, why are you paying her all that money?
To not be good.
I know you mentioned your Mark Hamill. You don't like him in there. You still don't like him.
I still don't. I before my dad died, about a week before he died, I actually went and visited, and we were sitting there together, and I put on the He-Man show. And a lot of this is because I have very good memories of my dad watching He-Man with me when I was a kid. So I said, let's do this. So we watched some He-Man together, and I'm sitting there going, fuck, it's the fucking Joker. It's the fucking goddamn Joker.
I get it.
Listen, Mark Hamill's great.
The iconic voice. People got iconic voices.
But at this point, we should pay him money to only be one character in live action and one character in animation. He's done enough on both sides of the fence where
Seems that way.
He gets to be now.
Seems that way. I mean, those bills are getting paid real good with that stuff. I mean, he don't need to do nothing else. Just stay home.
Like I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that Star Wars makes a couple of dollars.
A couple bucks here and there. It's kind of popular,
So one last thing I did watch this week, I was on HBO Max and just scanning around, and because of previous things that I've watched, it recommended a documentary to me from a couple years ago, about I think 2020 or something, called Class Action Park.
I've heard of this, yes.
So it's about a theme park in New Jersey. It's called Action Park, but it was a very dangerous park. And even as a kid, I remember we'd always hear the commercials on the radio. The action never stops at Action Park. Yeah.
You wanted to go. You're like, oh, that place sounds the best.
It sounded awesome. And every time I'd be like, Mom, can we go to Action Park? She'd be like, absolutely not.
Thank you, Mom.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So it was a theme park in New Jersey, but it was like very dangerous. Like these rides weren't like sanctioned or safe or anything like that. Like one was just like a water slide that had a big upside down loop that when you would hit the loop, if you were too big, you would get stuck in the tube. Most times when you went through the loop, you'd hit your face on the other side of the loop when you came around. You had a wave pool that people legitimately drowned in.
Yes.
You had crazy. Some kind of sled ride that would go off the tracks and like bludgeon people. People would die at this park, but because the owner of it was so hooked into the local government and creating jobs and creating revenue for the town and the stores and the shops and all that, like they just looked the other way the whole time. He didn't even have insurance. He set up a bogus insurance company in like fucking the Cayman Islands. That he just had like a piece of Xerox paper with poorly handwriting on it saying insurance with a backwards E, and the town was like, yep, sounds good to us.
Oh man, I've heard of the documentary. I haven't seen it. It sounds crazy. I've never been there. But all you ever hear is this, right? And this is they made that Johnny Knoxville movie, right? Where it was kind of based on this around the same time where he's doing that water park movie. Remember that thing?
Ooh, I don't remember that at all.
I think it's like loosely based on, like, it's the idea of this.
It probably is, because I forget what like the name we used to have for it was it was like something to poke fun at Action Park, and they're like, oh, Death Park or whatever. That's not it, but it was something
that
along those lines.
Fun.
No, it doesn't. But
Death Park.
to watch this film and see these interviews, and like they interview like the mom of someone who died at the park.
Jesus.
Like her teenage son was killed and went into a coma for a week and then eventually died. And she's like, I actually celebrated when the guy who owned the park died.
Jesus.
I was like,
that's crazy.
And I get it. I get it.
Yes, I get it. Of course. So this Johnny Knoxville movie is called Action Point. It says a daredevil designs and operates his own theme park with his friends. I wonder, sir. It says, it's about Knoxville was inspired to make this film after seeing a short documentary, The Most Insane Amusement Park Ever, about Action Park, a theme park in New Jersey, which was notorious for its poorly designed, unsafe rides. In addition to employing underage, undertrained, and often intoxicated staff.
They even said they had like a hut where like the crew would go to take breaks and stuff, but really it was just so they could they drink, smoke pot, and have sex. Like, it was great. Made me want to work there.
Probably the best job they ever had, bro. They talk about that summer to this day, bro.
Well, and that's what it sounds like from the people who work there. They'd be like, oh, we had some good nights.
I scooped the brains off the sly, but other than that, it was a great time, bro. Oh my goodness. What is that? Class Action, what's it called?
Class Action Park.
HBO
you can find
Max.
it on HBO Max, yeah.
Oh man. So I watched a bunch of movies this week.
Really?
I want to talk about a couple of them real quick. First movie I want to talk about, every Sunday night, the family gets together, we spin a little wheel, and we watch whatever family-friendly movie is on the list there. We put a list together. It's hard to pick a movie, especially with an 8-year-old who's like, I don't want to watch that. So it's just like, we're watching whatever the wheel picks. So we watched, it's usually, recent movies. Every once in a while, we get an old one. And so this week, we got an old one from 1982 called The Last Unicorn. You ever see this movie, Joe?
No.
So apparently this is a popular movie for kids around our age.
Okay.
It's on Tubi. It's on Peacock. It's about the last unicorn. Trying to find out about the. This movie is something. I was wondering if it was on your thing here that you grew up with, because I read some reviews and people like, oh man, I watched this when I was a kid, and oh man, I loved it. It was my shit, and I'm just watching this going, I couldn't imagine a fucking 6-year-old watching this movie go, yo, fucking Last Unicorn, bro. Woo! This movie is just, I don't want to say it's not trash. It's fine. It's a fine movie. But the music is terrible. The characters ain't great. The animation is not. I mean, maybe in 82. It's been a while since I've seen 82 animation. Maybe this shit is killer. I don't know. But, bro, this movie, I couldn't believe it. Shiloh was kind of into it because it's about a fucking unicorn. But then the unicorn turns to a human. And there's a lot going on here. But, I'm trying to.
Do all unicorns turn into humans? Because that explains why this was the last one.
It was a spell because certain people can see unicorns or can't see unicorns. It's a whole thing, bro. It's not good enough to get into.
Okay.
So, all right. So you didn't see the movie, so I'm going to move on here. But if you've seen The Last Unicorn, please let me know if this is your jam here. I know I'm gonna hear someone. Here comes Eddie Bowman. This is my favorite movie from the 80s.
See, I was gonna say Joey Hudson.
I know someone's coming to tell me.
The Last Unicorn sounds like a Joey Hudson thing to me.
So if one of you guys is into this thing, let me know. What made you love it when you were a kid? Because again, I'm an old man now, so I'm seeing this, but my kid wasn't into it. Times have changed. Something else I watched, bro. I watched. I don't know. I think I've mentioned it once or twice, but I don't subject you to as much as shit as you think I do. I watched the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, Joseph.
Okay. What's the name of this, by the way?
Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey, yes. So this was a theatrical release about 2 months ago?
Around Halloween time, end of the year here, yeah.
Well, I thought it was much more recent than that.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it did come out this year. I thought it was the end of last year. I'll double check.
It could be. For whatever reason, I thought it was almost like a Valentine's Day release.
You know what? You're right. It was. Yes, it was. That's right. It played for like just 2 days.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain now, which means anybody could do whatever the fuck they want to do with Winnie the Pooh. Just like Sherlock Holmes is now in the public domain. That's why I think we're going to get a third Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr. I believe there was some issues back in the day that they've been trying to make this movie for like 10 years. Do you like those movies, Joe?
Never seen them.
Oh, they're fun. If you like Robert Downey Jr., it's a good time,
I really don't think I've ever seen Robert Downey Jr. much.
Honestly, besides Marvel stuff, he makes a lot of...
He was in Back to School.
Sure. So you probably know him, right, from like the 80s, right? Then he had
when he was like a kid. And then, as far as I'm concerned, he disappeared until he became Iron Man.
I mean, he kind of did, right? He got in trouble for stuff, I believe. I believe he was a bad boy, right? He's one of those bad 80s kids. Oh, my. So this Winnie the Pooh movie, it's something. Let me tell you. It made some money because... people like me are curious, right? You got to see this fucking Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Mm-hmm. And I would have went to see it in the movie if I had the chance. But so the guy said, listen, I know some things are a little low budgety here, but we're going to make a sequel. And now that we make some money, the budget is going to go through the roof. So now I'm very excited to see what a killer Winnie the Pooh movie looks like with a budget, bro. Because without a budget, it's exactly what you think it is. It's just a regular movie, and he's a guy with a fucking little bear mask. It's so weird looking. Oh, goodness. This is on VOD. It's not out anywhere yet. I paid money to see this movie. See? They're getting rich off of people like me.
It's your fault we got to deal with a Blood and Honey sequel.
I believe he gets evil because Christopher Robin leaves him there to die, bro. He's like, I got to be an adult. I got to do things. See you later, Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh's like, but what am I gonna do? So
this is Bizarro Toy Story.
Pretty much, where it's like, Andy.
Like Woody didn't throw it. Like, yeah, I was gonna say Woody would revolt and like try to kill Andy now.
Like, all right, Andy, you threw me in a box, bitch. I got something for your ass. Here we go. Not very good. But it's entertaining for what it is. You're watching the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, which is something I never thought I would say in my life, right? Winnie the Mickey Mouse horror movies coming soon. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. But only certain Mickeys are going to hit public domain. All the different Mickeys are trademarked separately.
It's so funny. I can't wait to see what happens with that. That's coming. They're fighting it. I know they've been fighting it, but it's going to happen because it's already been 100 years.
Yep.
So. Public domain. God bless. Anything else you watched there,
No,
Joe?
I want to talk about the movie that we said we were going to watch because this is a movie of epic proportions. Everyone's excited for it. Everybody's talking about it. John Wick Chapter 4. Now, we love John Wick.
We love him.
At some point, you say to yourself, well, how many John Wick movies do I really need?
400.
The answer is all of them.
As many as you want to give me.
As many
to my
as you want. Yes. And you know what? I think this movie, Chapter 4, displays that reasoning perfectly. We get John Wick. He's doing John Wicky stuff, and he's going against the high table, right? He's just trying to get his freedom.
Trying to live, bro.
I have never been so empathetic for a hired hitman. I have never cared so much about the well-being of a mass murderer like I do with John Wick.
John Wick has killed a gazillion people, more people in all your favorite horror movies combined, bro. John Wick is terrible.
So a few weeks ago, we watched Scream 6, and JoeMeZ threw a fit that it was supposed to be this bloody, gory Scream movie, and no one fucking died. John Wick says, don't worry, JoeMeZ.
I got
Before the credits are over, I got you, boo.
You're going to see everybody die. I didn't even see a trailer for this movie. I had no idea what this movie is about. I'm like, is John Wick trying to live, trying to do something? I'm sure he's shooting somebody in the face. Who needs a plot? What is there a plot to this movie besides he's just trying to live?
No.
That's it. That's all these movies. The first one is they killed his dog, and then 2, 3, 4 is
the first one is they won't let him live.
Yeah.
And then 2, 3, and 4 is I just want to live.
I just want to live, bro. Oh man, so this movie is long, right? That was one of the
2
only
hours,
things
49 minutes.
we were all like, all right, we want John Wick, but do we want 3 hours of John Wick? Were you happy with your 3 hours of John Wick, bro?
Listen, I don't like long movies. And there definitely comes a point in this movie where I'm sitting there going, they better hurry the fuck up because I got to take a whiz. But I did not feel like I was being held down at any point because the pacing of this movie is very frantic. There's shit going on almost nonstop throughout the movie. So it's hard to get bored or hard to feel it's getting lagged down. As far as John Wick movies go, like this takes John Wick. And if you like John Wick, like you're coming to see this movie, take everything you like about John Wick, turn it up to like 15.
Maybe more.
This movie has some of the most insane stunts, insanely choreographed fight sequences,
amazing stuff,
wonderful sets. Like this movie, like it's not just a stupid little action killing thriller movie. Like it's actually a beautiful looking film at the same time.
My God, the set pieces are amazing. So the movie sets it up where it's like, we're going to set things up. Here's a 30-minute action scene. We're going to set some shit up. Here's a 30-minute action scene. And they do it like 3 times. And every time it escalates to where you watch that first action scene, you're like, this movie is already the best thing I ever saw. And then they top it in the next one. And then bro, this movie is just...
If this movie doesn't win for like stunt coordination...
There is none. That's the problem. There's no stunt Oscars. There's no recognition for people who put on amazing shit like this.
This is genuinely... I'm not one of these people who looks very deep into the making of the film, you know? Something really has to stand out for me to notice it. And when I'm sitting there watching this movie going, oh my God, the people who did the stunts in this movie have to be like the Hall of Fame of stunt people. Like this has got to be like the like the Jordan and Pippen and Bill Wennington of fucking stunt people, like all together at one time, really just doing it up. Because some of the shit that goes on in this movie is just ridiculous to look at, in the sense that it is so absurd and looks so real that they never look stupid. It never looks like some bullshit visual effect. They obviously, like, it's just so well done where you look at it and go, my God, how the fuck did they pull that off?
So these movies are made by stunt people. This is why everything looks like as amazing as it does. And so they had 200 extras to film this movie, okay, which is just insane. The reason these movies work so well is because of the way they film their action. They film it the way it should be, where you're focusing on the action. You're not quick cutting every 2 seconds. Every time you throw a punch, here's a cut. Here's a cut. No, you're watching punch, 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 punch. Okay, now we're gonna cut to here. Show you 4 more set. That's why this movie stands out, because you get to see that action. You get to see what's happening, even when it's frantic. There's so much going on, but because everything is perfectly choreographed, you know exactly what's happening at all times.
At all times. And I think where this really sets it apart is during the action, they give you moments to let things register.
Yes.
John Wick sells.
He has to,
lot.
yes. Yeah, he has to catch his breath.
At no point does Keanu Reeves walk out of any one of these fight scenes like he just walked into the building. He's limping, he's slumped, he's holding himself, he can't catch his breath, he's bleeding from somewhere. Like, is it a little ridiculous that he's able to still live after all this shit? Maybe, but it's done in a way where it's like, okay, he's fucked up pretty bad though. Like,
amazing. Was there one action thing in particular that really stood out to you? That was
so
like,
I love the hotel scene in Osaka in Japan.
So good. All the lights.
So well done. Donnie Yen, who
my
I
boy.
know you're a big Donnie Yen fan. You always have been. We know him from Rogue One. We know him from what is it, Ip Man?
Yes.
Big. What is he? Is he Korean?
I forget now,
but
yeah.
He's big on these action movies over in Asia. Like, made a career out of them. He's like one of the top guys doing this. Plays Kane. He's just absolutely phenomenal in this. The scene in Osaka is just fucking incredible. So, and I'm looking at that going, this might be one of the coolest fight scenes in the history of film.
It is.
And then we get near the end where there's the steps.
The steps are amazing. So good.
And at that point, you wonder, like, when is enough enough? And the answer is never.
So good. The scene before that, where they do the overhead of John Wick with the shotgun grenade launcher thing. Fucking amazing,
yes,
bro.
It almost looks like
one shot. It's like a video game.
It's like a video game, but it's like if you were apartment hunting on the internet.
Yes, you're looking
and
at
they
the
show you
down.
the layout of the apartment, and it's just like this drone camera following it along as he's going from room to room. And I'm like, this is a fucking movie, man. Like, when we say like shit we grew up with, people our age who grew up with those 80 action movies, the Schwarzeneggers, the Stallones, the Rambos, shit like that, the adrenaline fueled just adventure fucking like action flicks. This is that, and this is that amped up.
This is this to the highest degree, bro. My goodness.
This may be, I don't think I'm being facetious here either. This may be the greatest action film in the history of the genre.
It's definitely one of the best American action movies of all time. 100%. Yes. I don't even think it's crazy to say that. It's not. This movie's incredible. The action is, if you're coming for action, you are not going to see better action than this. You got action superstars in this movie. This fat guy in the movie with the fat suit, the bad guy, killer. Yeah. He's VOD martial arts royalty. Scott Adkins, he is the man, bro. I mentioned him last year. It was one of my favorite movies, Accident Man. These movies are on Peacock or Hulu. If you look for them, they're on one of the streaming services. Watch them if you want to see kick-ass action. It ain't action like this, but it's up there. Because, again, this is the action turned all the fucking way up, bro. My goodness. Oh, what a picture.
Gomez, why beat around the bush? Let's hit the fucking music. Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you a man? Are you a man?
All right, John Wick Chapter 4. Main man standings, bro. I can't wait to hear. You're loving it. Let's hear it.
Here's the thing. You watch this movie, and it's fucking awesome. And, you go home, you think about it. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. But you're like, man, this was really cool. And this was really cool. And these performances were good. I even like the script because at some point you figure, like, they got to be running out of rope with where to take this story, right? But at the same time, I am invested. I'm invested in the characters. I'm invested in the story. They've built up this relationship between Kane and Winston and Mr. Nobody, who's brought into this movie. The Marquis, who's played by Bill Skarsgård,
Yes.
and we know from
Pennywise.
Yeah, he played Pennywise. He was in Barbarian.
Creepy boyfriend, yeah.
So you've got these characters and everybody's hitting their notes, man. Everybody's right on point. So it's not like you just get some action for the sake of action. Like, what was that movie we watched on Netflix that it was nothing but explosions?
Gray Man,
yeah. Like, that was just like explosions for the sake of it. This is an actual movie, and the action sequences that they have built into this make sense and advance the storyline while it's doing it. I say this is one of the best action movies to ever exist. I genuinely mean that. And I cannot believe I'm going to do this because I get this reputation as a guy who fucking hates everything. But for the second week in a row, JoeMeZ, quintuple main man, unicorn, 5 stars. John Wick 4. And we didn't even talk about the ending.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
On its own. But this is 5. This is great. This is what a movie is. This is a spectacle. And when I go to a movie, I want to see something outlandish, something big, something that strains my imagination. And John Wick Chapter 4 does every single bit of that.
I'm up there with you, babe. I'm going 4.5. I don't like to dole out them 5s. I got to see if it holds up. But I'm telling you, this on the fast track to a 5 because this movie is spectacular. Like we said, this is the movie you watch with your friends and you're just like, bro, did you fucking see that shit? You just, what the fuck is going on? It is so fucking good. My goodness. Now, Joe mentioned the ending here. Seems like this might be the last John Wick movie. What do you think about that?
It might be the last John Wick movie, but apparently there is a Wikiverse out there now.
There is a Wikiverse. The ballerina comes out soon.
And that's going to be a series on Peacock.
But that's a prequel, I believe.
And he will be in that.
Yeah.
He will be John Wick in that for at least a cup of coffee.
Sure.
And there is something else coming out, too, that now it slips my mind.
There's supposed to be a Continental show.
Yes,
like about the hotel. I don't know where that falls in the timeline, though.
Correct. So all these things are coming out, but there was an alternate ending filmed as well.
Yes, I heard that. Interesting.
So for those of you who don't know, we really avoided spoilers for the most part here.
There's not much to spoil this movie except for this one.
At the end of the movie, so, earmuffs if you need. He's dead. John Wick is dead. I took it as he's dead. That's it. Yes. He got his freedom. He's finally at peace. He
made peace with everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense for it to be dead.
So, and I'm good with that. I was surprised. So yes, I wasn't expecting it.
Yes.
But when it cut at the end there and we rolled credits, I was like, oh, fuck. Cool.
I liked it. I like that because it's the John Wick story is done there.
Yes.
He made his peace. He got his freedom. Like, he doesn't have to fake his death because no one should be coming after him. That's not how that works, like he's.
But apparently, the alternate ending, it does leave them an out to where he did fake his death.
Yes, he did fake his death.
And I guess they screened both endings, and almost unanimously, it came back that they like the one where he's actually dead better.
Which is interesting because I would think people just want more and more, right? People aren't really nuanced.
I was surprised as well when I heard
this is a good time to end the series. We're like that because, like, yeah, that makes sense. Sure. But I want John Wick 7-8. What's going on here? So I'm very surprised to hear that. But it does work better that way. When they leave it, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne. He's like, is he? So they leave it like.
So Keanu Reeves has said in an interview, and the director has said in an interview that it's up to you to interpret it the way you want.
Yeah.
So it's not a definitive he is dead. For me, I took it right away as he's at peace. He let go.
Yeah.
He can go be with his wife now and his dog.
Yeah. He got his revenge. He did everything he needed to do. He killed fucking everybody.
Yes.
So, did you stay for the post-credit scene?
I did not.
I didn't either, but I do know that there's a post-credit scene where the daughter from the the bellhop at the Osaka.
At the Osaka Continental.
She comes back like ready to fuck up Kane, for revenge. So, do you think they would make a John Wick movie without John Wick? Like, you think they could do something like that?
I think
Maybe don't call like they call it something else, a chapter in the John Wick,
John Wick story,
something like that.
Yeah.
I wonder because
a chapter of the High Table.
Because I say it. Obviously I'm very biased, but I'm watching this movie, and to me, Donnie Yen came off as like a fucking superstar. That if they wanted to make a Donnie Yen John Wick movie,
if they wanted to make a Kane movie, yes, I'm in.
I would think people would want to see it. Like, again, this is me because I love this man, but I'm like, bro, how can anyone not watch this and love him and want to be like, I want more of this? So I don't know. I'll be very interested to see. It made $1 gazillion this weekend.
$74 million opening, highest for any John Wick film ever, and actually surpasses the entire box office for John Wick Chapter 1.
Crazy. That movie was almost straight to VOD. Could you imagine? The world is so like it's not even like joke. The world is so different if that movie just goes straight to fucking Amazon, bro. Crazy. I love it.
But that was one of those movies basically got discovered on streaming or
no. It was in the box office and it had a run.
But I feel like it was like kind of an afterthought. Like I feel like I really didn't hear people talk about it until much later in the game when it was already.
Sure, but it was popular because it screened at a festival, and the screening was so crazy that they're like, oh, maybe we got something here. And because I saw this movie in the movie theater because it was like, oh, you guys see this John Wick movie? This is Keanu Reeves. It was one of those movies where it was slow and steady, where it like stayed at the box office for like 2-3 months, just banging out a couple mil every week. Good shit, bro. I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Oh man. So what a week. What a week at the movies. There's a couple good weeks now. Even listen, Shazam's still getting shit on. I didn't look to see what Shazam made last week or this week.
Well, I saw like on Friday it made like 8 million. It was like such a big drop. Like it's so I probably made like 15 million this week.
But even then, I get it. People ain't going to see it. I did see it. I liked it. I liked it enough to where I walked out of there going, wasn't bad.
So there's a movie coming out this week. I didn't think we need to see it. Dungeons and Dragons has a movie coming out this week.
So I've never been a Dungeons and Dragons guy. Like I know it was a big thing when I was a kid. I remember it having like a Saturday morning cartoon. People played the Nintendo games and had action figures and all this stuff. Never once have I ever played it. Like I knew of it, but never interested enough to investigate further.
No.
Although I know it's a huge thing for a lot of people.
I hear the movie is good. I hear it stars our double main man, Chris Pine.
Yep.
I hear when he's in it, you're having the time of your life, which makes sense because Chris Pine's fucking the best. And when he's not there, kind of slogs down. So that's not really our thing. I don't know if it's going to make any money at the box office. I mean, I guess they're banking on a Dungeons and Dragon. The name is going to bring. I don't know.
There's a brand new Dungeons and Dragons toy line right now too. So
okay, so they're pumping it. All right, well, we'll see. I'm sure it's something we'll see eventually, but I don't think we need to.
But
run
if we're not watching that, JoeMeZ, what are we watching?
Well, we had so much fun in January doing a theme month, right? We watched our sequels that we didn't know existed. We had a great time. So I figured let's do another theme month. So there's some movies coming out in April that, I want to see, but I don't think it's really nothing crazy for the show, except for, of course, Super Mario Bros. That comes out. That comes out the first week of April. So I said, hey, it'd be fun if we watch some video game movies. There's been a long history of some great movies based on video games.
Has there though?
So I said, you know what? let's jump in there and have some fun.
Oh no.
Most of these movies are available. I believe there's only 2 of them that are not available on a streaming service. But we took about 15 movies and we threw them on a wheel.
You got to be kidding me.
Because I don't know what to pick.
Wait, is there really a wheel for this?
Of course.
Oh no.
With the sequels, I had no idea what to pick. There were so many choices.
Oh my God.
But I said, you know what? Let's just make a wheel. And here we go. I mean, it's some gems on here. Double Dragon, WARCRAFT, Tomb Raider. That's the Angelina Jolie one, not the new one, you know?
I saw that in theaters.
Oh, man. So
I forgot that was a movie.
So we're going to spin this wheel. What do you say?
Oh, my God.
Here we go. Let's see. What are we watching next week? Spin it. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Okay.
What the fuck is WARCRAFT?
So, WARCRAFT. Bro, you don't know about WARCRAFT? It's like the #1 game in the world.
Oh, my God. The computer game?
The computer game. So, I think like 2016 or something, they made a movie out of it. It's supposed to be the start of a whole franchise.
Is it
I don't know.
The Leroy Jenkins game, right?
Yes. I don't know if Leroy Jenkins makes a cameo.
He's got to be in it. He's probably the biggest star, right?
I would love it. But so WARCRAFT, of course, the first movie up is a movie that's not available anywhere. It's on VOD. What we do is I will put this on my Twitch, but it's got to be after the wrestling. So this will be during the week. So that's the only problem. WARCRAFT. I'm excited. You ever played WARCRAFT?
Never.
I played it. It's a fun game, but it's just
I know people who did and they loved it.
Time
they lost a lot of their
consuming.
life to it, but
yeah, it's very time consuming. Gotta to grind to build up your level. You go on raids and stuff like that. So basically, this is gonna be like, it's pretty funny. We're not watching Dungeons and Dragons, a fantasy bullshit movie, and then we're gonna watch WARCRAFT, a bullshit fantasy. Oh, the fucking wheel is very funny, bro.
I hate it.
Come on, there's some good ones on.
I think these wheels have it out for me.
Never that. So that's what we're going to be doing all of April. We're going to do that. We'll watch the Mario Brother movie. And for the rest of the month, we'll spin a wheel until Guardians of the Galaxy in May. That's the next time we'll be running to the theater. So
That's good. I need a break from the theater. Shit's expensive.
it is. We went every week for a whole month. So we'll take a break, stay home, watch some movies on the couch. We don't love a couch movie, right?
I love couches.
So that's next week.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to do something before we get there, Joe.
Hit it.
It's now time for the big finish.
Oh, baby, yeah. We got to spin another wheel. Let me get this wheel.
Oh,
up here.
great. Let's just keep spinning these fucking wheels.
Okay, Joseph. It's big finish time. We're going to spin another wheel. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
You love the wheels, bro.
I don't trust them.
Oh, come on. It's random. It's totally random.
That's why.
Oh, what the fuck? Today.
How is this on the list?
I'm dying, bro. Today's big finish is Muffins. What a list. You ready, baby?
Sure.
Oh, here we go. What kind of muffins you like, bro?
I believe there was a character on Married with Children named Muffin.
Sure, I'll allow it. It's a muffin. Oh my goodness. I like a chocolate chip muffin. Who don't love a chocolate chip muffin, right? Come on.
Yeah,
A blueberry muffin. And then the last one might be a corn muffin.
What about the Muffin Man?
I don't like him. I don't trust him. He's up to something.
Oh man, chocolate chip sounds good to me. I guess.
Do you not eat muffins? You don't eat muffins? You're not a muffin
Not a
guy?
big muffin guy, no.
Muffin tops. They're so good. They're delicious. Or you get those little muffins.
I picked the Muffin Top song by Jenna Maroney from 30 Rock. A muffin top is all that high grade, low fat. I know you want to handle that, but I just want to dance.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. There you go. Muffins. Exciting shit, bro. We'll give you the best on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, something like that. If you're still listening, God bless you.
Joe, hit him with some plugs here.
Guys, thanks for listening. Remember to hit subscribe wherever it is that you're watching this or listening to it. Leave a 5-star review. That would be really appreciated. Follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ. Follow my personal stuff at The Joe Shoes, youtube.com/Joe Shoes, prowrestlingtees.com/Joe Shoes. And I'll be live 2000 tonight, Thursday, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast in Los Angeles, California. April 15th, Oshkosh, Wisconsin for ACW Wisconsin. April 30th, somewhere in Florida doing Florida man things.
Joe, I got mail today.
What is that?
Can you see? Oh, it's
No, it's lost
screen.
in space.
Oh, I got your card. It's your card. Your trading card. Oh, you can't see it so good because it's so blue and then my screen. Oh, there you go. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna make you big.
Look at that. No, you're big.
Oh.
There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. It's signed Captain Joe Shoes. Look at that beautiful card. I love it. Oh, baby. Gotta hang it up.
That's a pretty good signature. So I'm glad to see those have been shipped out. They were coming from Australia, so people starting to get them now. That makes me happy. I made sure everyone got a very pretty looking Captain Joe suit.
It does. That's a good autograph on that little ass space, bro. I'm very proud of you. That shit looks good. I'm the JoeMeZ154 on Instagram and Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv, Mez Movie, baby.
No.
What?
/Mez Movie.
Oh, yeah, but that's whatever. You know, on twitch.tv, you search for Mez Movie. That's fine. It's the same shit.
Well, you hit /Mez Movie.
Sure,
you
slash.
to it directly.
Whatever. It's on the screen. You see that thing on the screen? That right there. Check it out. Wrestling this weekend. Sweaty Men in Tights. We got good shit, bro. Remember when Kurt Angle tried to molest Charmel?
What?
There was this angle where Kurt Angle was just like, yo, Booker T, I want to make love to your wife like an animal. Wrestling is crazy, bro. You're going to see shit like that. All the good stuff. That's what I mean. Shit you might not remember, but I remember.
Oh, man.
Good shit, I'm telling you.
So
Check
yeah,
it
guys,
out.
happy WrestleMania for those of you that celebrate. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're getting John Cena to open night 1, so you know it's going to be good.
So good. Can't wait. I'm excited. WrestleMania is going to be good. Lots of good shit on there.
But until then, JoeMeZ, let's make like Tom and cruise.
Peace.